Yes, I am.
Great. Okay. So everyone, thanks so much for joining our session today on how to use Clubhouse and TikTok to run your business. Is going to be given by Sally Abed, our instructor for today. So our session is, as I mentioned, and as you all know, is how to use Clubhouse and TikTok for your business. So how to reap the benefits of these social media platforms that have made quite a boom this past year or so. And just a little overview about Astrolabs. As most of you know, that this session is a mini class that's being conducted by Astrolabs. We're a capacity building company. Our mission is to essentially drive region's growth in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Hence why we have sessions like this that we conduct for you all. And so what Astrolabs does is that we focus on four main things with talent. So we basically have a recruitment hub where we support companies and people to get jobs. We have a licensing and co-working where we help companies set up in Saudi and in Dubai. And Academy, which is basically what you guys are in, where we give courses as well. And corporate training for corporations. So for everyone to kind of reap the maximum benefits of this session, we encourage you guys to ask a lot of questions, speak up if anything is not clear, and feel free to interrupt within reason. Okay? And so without any further ado, I will ask Sally to take on the lead. Just a second, over here. Okay, great. Sally, consultant in digital communications and social media, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nadine. Hello, guys. My name is Sally Obeid. I've been in this industry for more than 15 years. I've worked with several and multiple firms and industries. I worked in mostly in the government sector with most of the entities in based in UAE, in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. I worked in FMCG industry, of course, mostly in the agency side. I've done multiple plans. I worked on market research, go-to-market plans. I've developed lots of products. Most of them were digital products, and so on and so forth. This is my link for my LinkedIn profile. If you want to know me more, or if you want to be in contact with me after this session, please feel free to follow me and get in contact. In this session, basically, what we are going to do first is to introduce or give like a crisp and fresh introduction about the well-known, the most talk about the Clubhouse platform, as well as the TikTok. I know it sounds like a bit weird to put these two together because TikTok is completely for like young, hype, etc. youth, and the other one is more for people who has opinion and want to share ideas and stuff. But again, I need to put the differentiation and as well as how we can integrate them both together in order to make the best practices for any social media strategy for any brand, and to show how we can integrate them with the overall plan that you put it for your brand or for your business. First of all, I'll go through this Clubhouse and tell you exactly what I think about this platform, and tell you how they come up with this platform in the first place, and why the Clubhouse is there now. So definitely, we know that like a few months ago, like people were going crazy about how to get invitation for Clubhouse. They've heard the first time about Clubhouse, and people started to get like this kind of exclusive invitation through like this viral technique where you as a person or as a user, you can invite one or two, and then you, as more as you work, you use this platform, you can have more privilege or more invitation to invite more people. So from January until today, Clubhouse has 10 million users, active users on the platform. Recently, they're still building this application, yet they're still coming up with a lot of new features. When they started, it was a really very basic thing. Like you just go like kind of podcast, you have the mic or whatever it is, and you start talking and sharing whatever kind of topics that you think your friends might be interested in, and they start inviting others and so on and so forth. After that, this something cannot be like that limited. So they started to come up with the link sharing and the other kind of, for example, if you want to invite a profile or thing, you need to have the link. Previously, and it was as simple as that. You just have the link, you just have, sorry, the profile, and you add other friends. Now you have the link to share like any other platform. So after that, people started to get like a little bit overwhelmed. I have a lot of rooms on my feeds. People are talking about multiple topics, and I'm not sure which one of this I might be interested in. They started first with selecting the topics or the interest. Right after that, they started to select the language. So they're still building the product as they go. So it's still like in their very early stages. And then they added one more feature, which is how to invite a friend that you have his number, but you don't have his profile, in order to make things go viral and faster. Then, so since, like, as we all know, like all of the platforms, they copy each other. If they find, for example, this particular feature or this particular, let's say, like what they call, like this specs or whatever is something that is really going viral and people are really enjoying using it, the other platform can copy it right away and start using it and capitalizing on their own base of followers. Like when Snapchat started, the filter, this kind of, let's say, graphics and visuals and stuff, the Instagram started copying that and started to do that the same way. And then TikTok started, then the Reels started on Instagram, and so on and so forth, the fleet and all of these kind of things. Now, since this something is really going viral, the Twitter and Facebook started again to give like what they call it kind of trial. They started to put it in a beta version in US, I think. I think the other countries like Europe is going to come next, and then after that, the Arab worlds, similar to what happened for Reels. They started with something called Spaces for Twitter, where people can again do the same thing. They can use their voice to talk, and they can start having these small rooms where they can discuss specific topics. Same thing with Facebook. They started something called Rooms, which is again similar feature. Both of them now in the beta version again for iOS users. Sorry, I forgot to mention that Clubhouse, if you don't know, it's only for iOS users, still not for Android user. By end of this year, they're promising that they're gonna have it on Android. This is for pure technical reasons, because for iOS, the devices is ready to have such kind of thing. For Android, it's still taking more of the development in order to make it integrated with the application or compatible with it. This is about Clubhouse in general. And again, the still for the Clubhouse, since it's still in their very beginning and very early stages, they don't have any monetization, or let's call it ads plan, like a clear ads plan. The CEO of the application, he started to announce that there's a coming programs where they're gonna have like kind of training for the first 40 influencers in this application. They will train them and tell them how they can use, what's the best use or best practice of this to use this application. And then after that, they will roll out this program. This is just a few numbers about the Clubhouse. Clubhouse started mainly in Germany. Most of the users, as you can see, are based in Germany. Then Japan, UK, Turkey, Canada, and other the rest of the world. And then if you can see the growth, it started in January and started in May, the beta version, December, and they're skipped on changing or developing the product until they started the official launch in Jan. And then afterwards, everyone now has the invitation and they started using it and make sense out of it. Next. For the estimated downloads, this is the same thing as I mentioned before. As you can see, the graph is going like really very sharp when it comes to the January 28th when they started the official launch of the application. And this is the other graph showing the search of the Clubhouse application on Google. After. Now about, we're gonna go quickly over TikTok. TikTok definitely, it's been there for a while. It's been there before Clubhouse in like more than 2 years, I guess. They now have 689 monthly users on the application. The concept of we all remember that TikTok, I don't know if we all remember, but it was Musically before. The application started to shape itself into more, it was first only lip sync, then it started to have more filters, more features, more editing options, and more into like kind of other, let's say, other options, not only for lip sync, that started to give like more interactive, started being like integrating more like advanced technology, kind of virtual reality, kind of augmented reality, and all of these kind of things. So there is one of the things that we know about TikTok, that again, the algorithm is still like user friendly. They don't go against whatever like it's going to go viral and just limit them because they are not boosting it. And they really support whatever the creators, they call it, on their application, who they have, like, for example, high number of followers, they have a high engagement rate, and they keep on pushing them in order to make their content is even more viral. In 2020, last year, there is one of the well-known case studies about TikTok, that a group of people, a group of young people, they started a meme on Ratatouille, the musical, and where they started to make fun videos with cooking recipes, like silly cooking recipes and songs, and this went really viral. And after that, this group of people, they started to they started to attract and grab the attention of celebrities, and the celebrities started to do the same videos and started to write lyrics and started to create content more about this, and it started to become on a bigger scale. After that, they took it to Broadway in UK, and they started to do this display and performance in some places. And then after that, they created a video and they made it. They took it to Hollywood. They've done the fundraising. The Hollywood movie. It was the Hollywood. Broadway stars, when they started to do this, they took it to the next level. They started to believe that there is a lot of talent that is being uncovered, and based on that, they started something called the Actors Fund in US, where they started to fundraise money to support these actors. The amount of that reached to $1.9 million that went to these people to support them, to sponsor them to go to acting schools and started to start their careers. So recently, because of that reason, they believe that the younger generations have this talent and this kind of creative eye. They cannot limit them. They don't want to limit them. They believe that they can come up with more fresh and creative ideas because of so many factors related to their age. So based on that, they started to do something like to reduce for the user between 13 and 17 years old, and to do this kind of pop-up news, fake news trend, where they can go, for example, and do this kind of fake news and started to make them a little bit more interactive with whatever is happening in the world, and grab the attention to them. And based on that, they can get these flagged videos. So for the for TikTok, one of the most known samples about this kind of, let's say, most of the brands started to have to recognize the importance of TikTok. And one of them is Washington Post. Washington Post started to have one a person from their own team who suggested a plan on how to make this kind of news more interactive. How can you create a channel for extra channel for people to interact with the news, and make the publishing house, which is the Washington Post, even more popular. And based on that, they started this series of videos where they make fun of quarantine diaries, news, and funny sketches and interviews. So this character he became the fun part of the Washington Post. And this is where we can implement a lot of, this is how it shows us one of the way to implement this TikTok strategies in our brand, which is something I'm going to talk about later. And we move to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Next. So how to integrate Clubhouse and TikTok. I don't know what kind of businesses do you have, but I would love to hear from you. If you can write in the chat section, what kind of
Yeah,
business?
I think it's a good point. Let's look at the questions. We have some people talking in the chat. If you want to just do a quick run through.
Okay,
yeah?
let's.
Great. Gonna pull them up here.
All right.
Yeah.
Does it exist for Android? No, it does not yet. Maybe by end of this year they will start to have it. Okay, it's still.
Any questions anyone wants to ask right now from what Sally mentioned?
It's available for iOS in general, so you can use it either through iPad or iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If there's no questions, then maybe Sally, you can go ahead and continue.
Now I wanna hear from you. What kind of businesses do you have, or what industries do you work in?
Guys, feel free to answer Sally on the chat or speak out loud. The floor is yours. So we have Sushil saying restaurant. An agency. Adriana is a freelance content creator. Renault says grocery store. Very nice. Rio, what kind of businesses do you have? Sally, I'm not sure if you're speaking, but we cannot hear you.
No, I'm not speaking. I'm just reading.
Okay, great. Okay.
Rio has 4 businesses. Okay, what kind of businesses do you have? What is the QSR? Natural face sheet masks. Okay. Launch podcast channel. Any comment on the house? To increase exposure. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So let's start. I'll give 2 examples. One of them is for restaurants, and the other one is for completely different thing. We'll choose. something opposite to like fun and interacting kind of business. First, if we go, for example, with the restaurants option, how can we use Clubhouse and how can we use TikTok and how we can integrate them into the your social media overall plan. First of all, if we started with any business, we need to put the social media plan for that. And I'm personally someone who is against the mirroring content. I don't like to use, for example, the same piece of content across all the social media channel because every channel has its own nature, has its own features, has its own type of audience. So here, when it comes to planning and investing time, I do believe that even if you want to, for example, post less, post something more native and more targeted to each one of these channels. So if how we can integrate Clubhouse and how we can integrate TikTok in our social media plan. Let's take the restaurant example. If we have, for example, this restaurant and we want to create, for example, a competition. Every competition has its own targeted audience. If, say, for example, we want to do kind of a witty competition to see who has the best kind of jokes or whatever it is related to, if it's, say, a fun brand like burgers or like hot dogs, we can go directly to Twitter. If we want to have something more visually appealing, let's say, for example, this contest is about create your own recipes, show us your creativity and how to create, for example, a new sandwich recipes for this hot dog or whatever it is, and share it. So it's user generated content on our on your platforms, or send it to us or whatever, and show and shoot it in a very appealing way so we can so can people vote for this one, and our chefs can recreate this recipes, let's say, for example. This goes definitely for on Instagram because it's visually based kind of platform. So basically, what the trends is now moving, it's moving towards less visual, more, or let's say less one way of communication. Although the social media has been there for to create two ways of communication, unlike the traditional media, but yet some of the brands, they fall into this trap where they have one way of communication, and people are a little bit based on, again, their nature, and every platform are not that interacting. Here, when you can start, when you can use the TikTok, so can you create the user generated content, and instead of asking them to do that, people directly, if you do one example, if you hire a micro influencer or a group of micro influencers on TikTok to create for you this, let's say, the prototype of this kind of trend, people start right away to follow their steps, and they will do it voluntarily without even investing a lot of efforts in order to create that. This is for TikTok. For Clubhouse, if you go, for example, if you are a fun brand, let's say, again, the hot dog or the burgers brand, people want to hear like a fun topics. They want to, because people who like this, who like the junk food, basically they are kind of people who love life, who they don't want to have any limits, who wants to have jokes. They are this kind of personas who they have this kind of easygoing personality. So based on these studies, you can create a clubhouse or a host a clubhouse kind of, let's say, a jokes contest, or maybe jokes daily hour, for example, after work or whatever it is, in order to make them linked to the brand, in order to express your tone of voice of this brand and persona and character of this brand vocally, in addition to all of the visuals or written or any kind of other platforms that allow you to show visuals or written. You got my point?
Any questions to
So
Sally?
agree?
I'm not
Or
quite sure. Can you repeat when you're saying TikTok? You said it's about humor and stuff, right? And are you saying Clubhouse is also going the same way as TikTok, completely about humor and light-hearted and not, and the topics and themes shouldn't be heavy. So would you recommend the same thing as you're doing in TikTok? Or what would be the difference that you do between TikTok and Clubhouse?
In terms of the tone of voice or the type of content that you are producing, it's really depends on your brand. If your brand is kind of light-hearted brand, is like kind of funny brand, if it's something that you can play around with, you can do that. But let's take another example. Let's say, for example, we have a bank, or we have financial services, or we have, for example, entrepreneurship advisory kind of business, or freelance job. The content is going to be completely different. It's going to be drifted into something more advisory. Like you can have like one-on-one sessions, or you can have, for example, you can host some like entrepreneur, or someone who is investor, who is an idol, or a successful businessman or something, and you can do that with your potential customers or clients. But for on TikTok, you can do, for example, a joke on something related to bad decisions, or something related to, for example, wrong investments, or something related to the entrepreneur hustles, or whatever it is. So this kind of things that you can really depends on your own objectives and targets and your audiences. You got my point? Because again, for TikTok, you cannot be serious about it, but Clubhouse give you both options. You can be either serious, or you can have fun and host like light-hearted content. Does that make sense? Yes, Monica.
It did make sense. Thank
You're welcome.
Sorry, hi.
Yeah,
I've joined Clubhouse, but could you just possibly give us a quick 101 on how on earth you get to know Clubhouse? I mean, what do you do? Do you just click through rooms that are interesting to you? How do you actually get to know about what on earth it's about? And how do people get to know about you? I mean, I understand the thing about TikTok being like you encourage people to laugh at themselves and what they do that potentially goes wrong.
Yeah.
But Clubhouse, no, and also I generally think TikTok is for quite young people, potentially quite young users as well, or just like
if you see the numbers recently, it's towards more elder age.
Okay.
Like, yeah, for TikTok, people are starting like in their 30s and 40s join TikTok, and they are increasing like massively.
Oh, right. Well, that's younger people for me then. So that's what I mean, younger people. But hey ho, never mind. So yeah, Clubhouse 101 on what on earth is Clubhouse? How do I navigate my way around? And how can I participate?
Clubhouse, now you need to get an invitation. If you get the invitation, you join the
No,
Clubhouse.
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it.
You're on it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Then now, if we go back to the introduction slides, I mentioned there that they started to have, you can start share link of your profile, or start share the link of the room that you are hosting. You can, for example, start adding people, inviting people. If you, for example, have something related to your business, let's say I'm today a social media manager, and I want to have other peers of social media managers who they can join me and discuss the same struggles that we have on daily basis, technically with the clients, with servicing, with whatever it is. And we can create this room. Okay, we can make it public, we can make it private, we can invite it, we can make it closed, we can do whatever we want. So people can, whoever have the same mindset, or can share with us the same profession or interest or whatever, we can be together in this room and discuss, and we can have the host, and we can people and people can ask us the permission to talk and to share their ideas or voice about something related to this very specific topic.
Basically, that's sharing what you are doing with other peers. If the objective is actually to get the message out about your content, I mean, other peers won't necessarily be the right audience for that. So say you do a podcast, for example, on keto. Like, I'm just taking something really recent. We did a podcast on keto. Like, what is keto? What are all the myths about it? How can it be healthy if it's eating so much fat, etc.? So there's a podcast on that on my channel. So how would I get more exposure for that podcast using Clubhouse? Because I'm not interested in other keto coaches knowing about it, because they already know about it? How would I do it?
As basically just like a manual organic way. You have to have your friends, your people who are sharing with you the same cause, spreading the word, asking people to join them. You have now the links where you can post it anywhere else, like on your other social media channels. If you have a better following on other social media channels, you can use this link now, since this CEO just announced that recently, that you can use the link to promote your or to talk or to share your room with others and ask them to join it. So how you make it popular, because as I told you, it's the very early stages of this platform. So the earlier you are on this platform, and the more people you can add and have a bigger fan base, the best for your brand, because you can make the best now out of it, because it's still organic. They're still helping people to get them like to get more exposure for their content or for their rooms or for their podcast or whatever it is, because this is their goals. They want to increase the fan base of this platform. So basically, if you started to add people and ask people to join your room, and if something like really interesting, definitely the type of topics, you need to know your audience, you need to know who you want to add and how you want to reach out to them on other platforms and bring them into your Clubhouse, because Clubhouse now does not have that much options, or let's say flexibility, in order to have like different kind of promoting or boosting or whatever is, in order to get more listeners or more joiners for your rooms.
Okay.
Sally and Monica, so just to be considerate of time and other people questions,
Yeah.
Monica, feel free to definitely ask the Q towards the Q&A. We have a Q&A time for towards the end.
Okay.
But before we move on, we have a question from Diane. Sally, if you can answer it, how does Clubhouse compare to Reddit?
Well, yeah, if we're talking about the functionality point of view, yes. But if you want to talk about the type of content, I think Clubhouse has a little bit more sophisticated topics. This is from my personal point of view, based on what I've seen, what I've experienced so far. I'm also still learning about this platform. But yeah, I guess Clubhouse has a lot of meaningful sessions. They have a lot of expertise. Okay, Reddit, they have it, but not, because I think it's older, so now they don't have the control over the quality. Clubhouse still has the quality.
Sally, do you think we can move across the content now and leave the Q&A for later?
Sorry?
I'm just saying, if we can feel free to proceed with the content, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So how we can use Clubhouse effectively? Like, if we're gonna say it in a nutshell, we can drive the awareness through hosting Clubhouse-only discussions and forums, as I mentioned before, introduce companies' news at the Clubhouse first, and share it with your very own, let's say, small circle of people, or if you have it bigger, that would be better. But first, if you wanna, for example, to kind of listen to their opinion about the MVP product that you are launching, or you want to do like a focus group and get some direct opinion and reaction, first reaction on any product, that would be the best platform for you. You can enhance the like it can play the role of LinkedIn, where you can have the leadership, or let's say the management of your company or your brands or corporate, and make them talk and explain the corporate culture, for example. This is something I haven't seen it yet, but I think this is, I'm anticipating this is going to happen soon. You can do like private launches, as I mentioned before. You can utilize this channel to have your CSR. If you have any cause linked to your brand, you can have the CSR causes launched with the people who are interested in that, and show them the, let's say, the ethical or the ethical side of your brand, of your business, and host like maybe fundraising, maybe a certain cause related to your that you believe in, and you have your business is supporting it. So you can invite NGOs, like Ramadan is coming right now. You can have like a lot of charitable kind of initiatives related to your brand, related to your business, or any other industry that you're working in. Let me move to the next, Nadine. Okay, for how we can use TikTok. I do believe that TikTok is something that you really need to create one sample of an interesting piece of content related to your own business and throw it on TikTok and make people start copying it, mimic this video and start to be creative about it. And this is where you can get a real branded content related to your brand. We've done that. I remember in the Hope Mars mission launch. I've worked in the agency previously that we launched the Hope Mars mission. We literally didn't do anything other than creating a background for the Mars and the flags of the company of the country. Sorry, that they are the Arab country that they are this people from, and they started to have literally just making fun and creating songs, and like they are just landed on Mars or wherever it is. And the creativity was unlimited. They came up with a lot of ideas. They started to even add more value to the campaign, more than what we have initiated or what we have started with. So basically, you just need to give them like a juicy topic, and they will do that. You can support it a little bit with some other samples that through the collaboration, and that's it. You will have targeted, branded content for your own. Paid collaborations with TikTok influencers definitely drive the awareness, because as I told you, now it's easy. You can make like 100,000 followers on TikTok. It's way much easier than any other channel, because people, as I told you, they are more spontaneous. They love to create. They love to come up with ideas, and that's why they are on TikTok, not any other channel. That's why they've been known as an influencers on TikTok and not any other channels, because they love to create, not only just to swipe up or just scroll and go through things and Nadine, you are on mute. All right, so the content can be easy done on LinkedIn. Read on, and as I mentioned before in the previous example, when they started the campaign, where everyone started to jump on it and come up with better ideas. This is, I think, it's very easy thing to do. Like you don't need to invest a lot of time creating videos and creating GIFs or animated content or whatever. You will have it easy there. You will have a lot of content just by giving them like juicy and interesting topic. You can participate in challenges. You can, if it's something related to your industry or your business, you can integrate like do competitions or giveaways easily. And you can have a lot of testimonials. Like people can be like very judgmental on and negative. Can they speak freely on TikTok, but at the same time, if you have the right social media strategy, you can take the best out of it and make it like more positive than negative. But you have to be very careful on TikTok, because as I told you, as much as they are spontaneous and they love to create this kind of content, as much they are hard and harsh when it comes to criticism. Next. for the Q&As.
Okay, everyone. Now we have time for the Q&As. So whoever feels would like to ask a question, please feel free to either just say it or send it in the chat, and Sally will answer.
Hi, Sadi. I've got a question. So just going back to the TikTok, which you were just talking about, creating a branded channel and all. In your experience and in your expertise for a business, what would you recommend to be in terms of frequency of posts on TikTok, whether it be number of posts daily or weekly for maximum effectiveness?
Well, it depends actually. And I do believe honestly that the quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
Like some people, they just need to wants to keep their channels busy. But this really depends on what type of content and what is your business nature. Because for example, if we have like a fashion, a brand, where people, they want to try and do this kind of outfits challenge or whatever it is, or styling or etc. This can be like twice or 3 times a day, because people love to see these things. But if it's something like heavy, like wanna, for example, to talk about as I mentioned before, like the common mistakes in investment or in business or whatever it is, or be, for example, sarcastic about the wrong decision that you've done in your life, that definitely is going to be like a once every 2 days. And again, I do believe in trial and fail. I do believe that you need to try everything to see what's your audience or what's your followers are interacting with more. Are they engaging with this video more if you leave it for longer, or are they getting, like, for example, less interested? You need to measure and read and optimize on that. This is what I believe in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes, Rio.
So I run 4 businesses. Is it possible to have 4 accounts? So if you run multiple businesses, you can have 4 accounts or you can manage 4 accounts on one platform, such as TikTok, such as Clubhouse, and also add other admins to co-manage those platforms for you.
So as I can see in the chat box, that you have like Wi-Fi, weddings, media, proposal planning. So it's 4 different nature. So definitely you need to have different accounts for each one of them. But I'm not sure if all of them needs to have something on TikTok and on Clubhouse. You need to see like what's your business nature and where's the right audience for them. You don't need to be on all of the social media platforms, because this is one of the myths that people, or one of the mistakes that people repeat. I don't need to be on all the social media platforms. I'm just giving examples, but you don't really need to be on all the platforms. Like for example, for weddings, I think it's more on TikTok. You can do like, for example, a quick time-lapse video showing like a wedding, like some visually appealing kind of setups and stuff. For the media, I think definitely Clubhouse is the best platform for you to discuss and hear from others' experiences and case studies and best practices and so on and so forth. For proposal planning, I guess also TikTok is not the right channel for you.
No, TikTok 100% is the right channel for proposal planning, definitely.
Sorry, proposal planning for wedding, right?
Yeah, like is it when a guy wants to propose to his girlfriend? Yeah.
Business proposal planning. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah. Yes, for it's something related to weddings. Yes, of course. But but yes, for proposal planning, I don't know if the Clubhouse something that can be really very useful for you. You need to choose battle more.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else has a question? No?
There is a few on the chat. Any successful campaign examples and Clubhouse by any brand for UAE? Well, actually, this is one of the things that I really spent 2 days trying to find out, and I didn't find anything yet. I think soon I will gonna hear of some successful case studies from around the world or in UAE based. And I'll keep you posted if you want through my LinkedIn. You can reach out to me and I can share with you if anything I found later. How to remain on brand whilst using TikTok, meaning if you actually tone of voice, look across social media and brand, as TikTok is more light-hearted, funny kind of content. Well, I think there's a lot of examples on TikTok for high-end brands. I shared the Gucci example. You can still show like luxurious kind of lifestyle on TikTok, and people who like to show off or who like to show their lifestyle, expensive lifestyle, are plenty of them on TikTok. You can still have, like, for example, the right music, the right captions, the right type of content, and keep it like on brand. It depends on how you explain your tone of voice, how you express your tone of voice. You can be lighthearted. You can be like, for example, just like cracking jokes or whatever. But if your brand does not allow you to do that, you can still show like very high-end, classy, and luxurious lifestyle. This is, again, it goes back to your tone of voice, to your music, to your whatever is type of content that you're showing. If you want people like, and again, if the user-generated content is something that you really can have a lot of options, and then you choose whatever suitable for your brand. So if people are interacted in a negative way, or they took it, they understood it in a wrong way, you don't need to share them on your profile. Let people do whatever they want, but if you want to share on your profile, you share whatever suitable for your brand.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you everyone for attending. So next steps, everyone. So for those of you, two things. So number one is that we have many courses related to this topic, related to B2B marketing, how to increase lead generation across our courses and our workshops. If you please visit, I'm just going to project my screen one more time and show you where you can go and what you can do. But basically, what you can do is actually just going to the AshLabs Academy website, which I'll actually just send you as an email. Number one, so please wait for that email. It's coming right your way. And number two is I sent now in the chat, if you guys can kindly fill up the survey, just a 2-minute feedback survey on the session. Your feedback is super important to us for AshLabs. So if you can take the time to just open the link now and just fill it up whenever you want, we'd really appreciate it. So thank you everyone very, very much. Thank you, Sally, again. And thank you everyone for attending. And we hope to see you soon again for our next session. Feel free to unmute and say bye.
Thank you for attending, guys. Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you, everyone.
In the next session.
Bye. Take care. Bye.